Hello class, today we are on day 2 of angles at a point, and the essential question is, how do I find missing angle measures and segment lengths? Your learning intention: I am learning to find missing measures when angles meet at a point. So for your warm-up, you need to pause the video and find the length and midpoint of this segment that is shown. So pause the video now, see if you can remember how to do that. Well, for the length, we used the distance formula. Did you remember? D is equal to the square root of your x value minus your other x value squared plus y value minus your other y value squared. So logically, the first thing to do is to identify the 2 points. Point A is -3, -1. Point B is 4, 7. Now I apply my formula. This is my formula. So my distance will be equal to the square root of x is -3 minus 4, that's my other x, quantity squared, plus -1 is my first y, minus 7, quantity squared. Put that in your calculator and you should have gotten what? Your distance is approximately 10.63 units. Because it's on a Cartesian plane, we have to use units as our identifier. Okay, how do we find the midpoint? What is that formula? X plus x divided by 2, the average of our x's. Y plus y divided by 2, the average of our y values. Apply the formula. Okay, so -3 plus 4 divided by 2. -1 plus 7 divided by 2. Okay, -3 plus 4 is 1. 1 over 2 is 1/2. -1 plus 7 is 6. Divided by 2 is 3. So if we're looking at our picture, we know that this is our midpoint. So can you fill in the next 3 blanks? Pause the video and fill them in if you know the answer. How many degrees does a line have? 180 degrees. How many degrees does a circle have? Twice as many, 360 degrees. And a right angle has 90 degrees. Okay, in geometry, you're always going to be asked to explain or to prove. You have to give a reason that nobody can argue with. So, find the missing angle measure and explain why. What I see is a line, because the angles create a line. I can have 43 degrees plus D degrees plus 67 degrees equals 180 degrees. Why? Because we just told everybody up here that there's 180 degrees in a line. Now, combining like terms. D degrees plus 110 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. Subtracting 110 from both sides, D degrees is equal to 70 degrees, and we're done. Okay, when you get ready to approach each problem, you look and see what kind of a figure you see. If you see a line, you should automatically think 180 degrees. If you see a circle, you should automatically think 360 degrees. Right angle, 90 degrees. Start getting that relationship going when you see the figures. Okay, find the measures of angles A, B, C, and D. So let's start, and we've got to justify. How do we know that it's that measure? So let's take a minute and look at A. Here's A. What do you notice? Well, straight across from A is 88. That makes them what kind of angles? The measure of angle A is going to be 88 degrees. Because they are vertical angles. So this is 88 degrees too. Okay, when I look at B, what do I notice? Well, it's got a vertical angle too. But it's 62 degrees. Now, I could rewrite it, or I could just point up there and say it's the same reason. Okay, now I look a little bit harder. What do I know about C and D? They're also vertical angles, so I know that the measure of angle C will be equal to the measure of angle D. So, how do you see it now? What do you see? If you said a circle, you're correct. If you say a straight line, you are also correct. The way we do these problems is the way that makes sense in your brain. So if I start with a circle, because of the circle, because a circle has 360 degrees, 360 degrees is equal to, I've got 2 at 88, so 2 times 88 degrees, plus I've got 2 at 62, 2 times 62 degrees, plus 2 times C degrees, because C and D are the same, so I can put 2C. Now what? Well, I put this all on the calculator. 360 degrees is equal to 300 degrees plus 2C. Okay, I'm going to subtract 300 from both sides. 60 degrees is equal to 2 times C degrees. I am going to divide by 2. 30 degrees is equal to C degrees. So this is equal to 30 degrees. Okay, so how many of you saw it as a line? Because there's also a line there, and you could have seen that. If I'm looking, I would be setting it up with 88, 62, and C. We've already written it in, so we do know what the answer is. Because I see a line. 180 degrees is equal to 88 degrees plus 62 degrees plus C degrees. Same thing, only half as big, the numbers are half as big. So these two added together, 180 degrees is equal to 150 degrees plus C degrees. Subtract 150, and 30 degrees is also equal to C degrees. Which way are you going to do it? Whichever way makes sense to you. How does your brain see it? Does it see the whole circle, or does it see that half a circle, which is that forms a straight line? Okay, find the missing measure and justify. Okay, this one, you kind of have to do it only one way. So take a minute and look at the picture. What do you see, and how do we use it? Well, the first thing we have to do is look at our box. That box tells me I have a right angle. So because I'm going to start using B/C, there is a right angle. I have 90 degrees. Okay, so we're starting out, we've got that 90-degree angle. Now what? Well, the whole thing is a what? A circle. Because there is a circle. I have 360 degrees. Put it all together. 360 degrees is equal to 250 degrees plus the 90 degrees plus my question mark degrees. Combine your like terms. 360 degrees is equal to 340 degrees plus my question mark degrees. Subtract 340 from both sides. 20 degrees is what my question mark is. Now, that's how you do it. You have to look, you've got to think. On some of the questions, there will be more than one way to do it. This one has more than one way to do it. On some of the questions, there's only one way to do it. But you've got to analyze and figure out which you can do. And that is, the things we talked about are our 360-degree circles, a 90-degree right angle, a 180-degree line, and just those missing measures.